Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. You can like and subscribe and catch all my videos. Got a lot of good topics. I'm all about personal development, mind, body, and soul programming. Today, let's talk about the lesser self, that shadow within. I believe that's what Freud called it. This is the inner weakling, the inner wimp, the one that's always bringing you down. You know, I battle with this all the time. You have to learn to keep the lesser self in check. The lesser self, the inner weakling, that's the one that's always trying to give you excuses of why you should sleep in, why you can't go to the gym, putting conditions upon success, saying stuff to you like, well, I can't do that, or if I do this, I better have this outcome, putting unrealistic conditions, and it holds you back. This is the inner weakling. The lesser self is the one who has revenge thoughts, who's vindictive, who feels like anger is power. Whenever this type of stuff comes into your mind and into your program, you got to be able to recognize it right away and cut it off. It's taken me years to figure this out. I didn't really realize that there were different aspects of me fighting against each other, like a battle of good and evil almost. I deal with this stuff all the time. Today I've been kind of dealing with it. A little bit of laziness, a little bit of negativity. I wake up like that a lot, and this is why my daily program is so incredibly important to me. I kind of have to live it. There's things that I've added into my life that are all mind, body, and soul activities that build me from within, and they grow the greater self. They strengthen that inner warrior. Every day, I got to do this every day. You don't take a break from this, because if you take a break from it, you start sliding back. That inner weakling, that lesser self, that shadow within will come creeping into you. It'll realize, oh wow, no one's around? Ha! I guess I got this place now. This is my turf now. You got to make sure that you hold down your turf all the time. It can be a real struggle, but the first step towards understanding all this is to recognize those instincts that bring you backwards. It could be through a lifelong of conditioning. It could be from your childhood of not getting the amount of nurture that you needed in order to fully develop. A lot of us have those kind of problems, and it doesn't have to hold you back. The first step is to recognize that there's this little voice inside of me that's trying to hold me back in life, telling me, no, you'll never be successful. No, don't even try that. It's probably not worth it. You got to cut those thoughts off. You want your inner dialogue, that voice inside of you. They call it self-talk in popular psychology. You want that to be the greater self, the warrior. And anytime that little bitch self, that beta self, that little weakling within comes creeping under the door into your day, into your psyche, cut it off. You know, when you say, if you're single, and if you tell yourself, well, she's out of my league, that's that inner weakling. Cut that shit off. The inner warrior, the greater self, would never say anything like that, would never allow anything like that. If you're going for a job, you don't really know if you can do this. You don't really know if it's something that is in your skill set. And you have all these fears, that all those little tidbits of weakness of you can't do it, and you shouldn't try it, and you'll never be great enough, and you need to go through this or that, and everybody's telling you not to do it. That's that inner weakling. That's that beta, that little wimp inside of you. We all have it to a certain degree. And it's just important to be able to cut it off. The warrior, the strong individual who's got mental strength, still has that, but you have, but can recognize that voice and say, why don't you go back to your cage where you belong? Get the fuck out of here. We don't deal with that. I don't care if it feels scary to you. We're doing this anyways. You know, you don't grow in your comfort zone. And that lesser self, that inner weakling, loves the comfort zone. That motherfucker will sleep all day, do nothing, and live a depressed life and think that this is what life is about. the inner warrior is more positive. And it's not this fake positivity that you catch from some motivational speech. This is from within. We all have it. We have both sides. I used to live for weeks, months, years at a time in my weakness. And I might have fleeting moments of power, of strength, of being a warrior, and then I would just revert right back to my lesser self. That was driving the ship. Never let your lesser self drive the ship. Make that motherfucker sit in the back and shut up. It's amazing how much you can get done in a small amount of time. And I used to realize, wow, normally I'm depressed. Normally I'm having this hard time getting through life. It feels like it's a struggle. It feels like everything's against me. The world is against me. That's the mindset of the lesser self, is that the whole world is against you. I'd have one good day where I felt empowered. I felt strong, I felt healthy, I felt clear in mind. My mind, body, and soul connection was there. And I'd have maybe a day, maybe even half a day, maybe a couple hours in a day. And man, I'd get a lot done. And I'm not just talking about productivity. It would be like my life would take a little leap forward. And I'd just go right back to the lesser self. It would just revert back to it because I wasn't strengthening that greater self. You have to work on that every day, and we do that through a mind, body, and soul program. I have to have this program. And it encompasses a few different things, and I'm always trying to cultivate that, like plants. You water plants every day. So in the mornings, I stay up on my reading, philosophy. I watch some motivational YouTube videos. I'll watch some philosophy videos. I love YouTube, and I'll watch some philosophy videos. A 10-minute one while I'm in the shower. I'll bring the phone in and put it on the windowsill in the shower and blast the speaker, and just sit there as I'm doing my normal shower like I would normally do, getting ready for my day, for my work. And I'm catching something that's powerful, that sets a good tone for the rest of the day for me. I make sure that I eat a good breakfast. A good breakfast for me is a heavy breakfast. It's the most important meal for me in the day. I eat like an upside down pyramid where the first meal of the day is the biggest. Lunch will be slightly smaller. Dinner doesn't matter as much. I used to be the opposite. I would have no breakfast. Just get up and go. I do manual labor. I have for my whole life. And then I would be wondering like, wow, geez, why am I so taxed? I'd be working on a calorie deficit, making myself smaller and weaker, atrophy. I mean, you need protein. Wake up and eat protein. First thing in the morning, get some protein in you. You were just asleep for 6 hours, 4 hours if you're me, but normal people sleep for 6 or 8 or sometimes 10. I think 10 is too much. You need protein. Get some good carbs in you. Get a little bit of exercise. I work out 6 days a week. Now, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not on steroids. I wish I could do these videos and have big, bubbly, veiny muscles, but that's not me. I'm 49 years old, and I could easily be a little skinny pussy, a little frail bitch motherfucker. I have to work hard just to be in the shape that I'm in. I'm 6'2", I'm 200 pounds, I got lean muscle. I do this every day, 6 days a week. I take a day off. Today's my day off. I don't do this for chicks. I don't do this to intimidate dudes. I do this because I have to. It teaches me lessons of struggle. I love to read. I love to learn. I try to learn it every chance I get. Every night I add some soul work. What is soul work? Creativity. Creativity builds the soul. Find something creative and get into that shit, man. Get way into it. I don't care if it's painting. I don't care what it is. You could just Google a list. What is a list of creative activities? Thousands of things will come up. Pick one. Pick two. One of the things that I've learned over the years is I've learned to write. I go on the computer and I write books. When I first started, I'm not going to lie to you, when I first started writing my first book, which was my autobiography, I had fantasies of making a movie. And I still have that option, but I quickly realized as I got into it as an exercise every night. I write 7 nights a week. Sometimes I'll take a night off because I write about heavy duty stuff. I need a break, but I try to write a lot. It's become just a creative endeavor. Just something that I can express from inside of me, and it goes down on the paper, and it blows my mind some of the times, the stuff I've written, and I don't need other people to read it. Yeah, I'm going to look for publishing. I've written 3 books. I'm looking for publishing, but I don't need people to read this stuff. I could write 20 books and never have anyone get published. I don't care anymore. All I'm doing now is working on my soul. I found a creative outlet that helps build me stronger. When I'm done, I feel so incredibly wonderful. The greater self gets strengthened through all these types of activities. So you have to be involved in this stuff if, I don't tell you what you have to do, but if you want to squash that lesser self, get rid of it. You don't negotiate with it. You don't reason with it. You don't make deals with it. Okay, I'll let you take over for a day, but then I get the ship back tomorrow. Fuck that. You know how far somebody can drive you off a cliff in one day? You don't ever let the lesser self drive the ship. You got to stay on top of this. It's a lifestyle. Well, I'll end it here, but I'll tell you, I'm a biker. I own a motorcycle shop. I'm not just a bike builder and a motorcycle industry person that makes money off of the industry, but I'm not just working the carnival, but I'm an attendee. I love bikes. I ride. It's all about riding. And when I get on that bike, I don't put conditions upon it. Well, we better be going to a good destination, or I just get on that bike and go. I don't care where I'm going, because it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And that's the same thing with this Mind, Body, and Soul daily program, 365, 7 days a week. You stay on top of your program because you want to stay strong. You're building that greater self, and you will find, just like I found back in the old days, that when I had those fleeting moments of power, of strength, and I could get so much done in my life, make such great decisions and move forward, and all of a sudden I could make my whole year off of 1 or 2 days. I realized, wow, if I could just live in this mode of power, of strength, of greatness every day, oh my God, what could I become? Shit like that scares the hell out of the lesser self. And it's going to try to take you over. This is that inner battle. But with the Mind, Body, and Soul program, you win. Everybody's going to tell you this same thing. You don't believe me? Go on YouTube and Google it. We all have videos saying this same shit because it works. So build your greater self and keep that lesser self in check, that beta. Keep it in check. Thanks for watching.